Exclusives with former rivalry show, Sophie Cleon, and you're watching Let Freedom Ring. Let Freedom Ring.
His name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Cause they love him in London and Paris and Tokyo, America, Scotland and Canada and Mexico. They say, I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe Hendry is so prestigious. Wave your hands from side to side and say, oh, I believe in Joe Hendry. In Joe Hendry.
And welcome.
Damn it, no, I screwed up. I wanted to go off camera, introduce these so I could do the Joe Hendry smile.
Just got... we'll have to do that another time, but we have not done this in some time. Oh, did I lose Mike DiStefano?
No, I'm right here. Just keep going.
Little intro. So we are back. We have not done a wrestling live stream in over 2 years, I think, probably since 2024. WrestleMania Let Freedom Ring Extravaganza like no other. And we have on the show former host of Coming Down the Aisle, Brooklyn's finest, now residing in Arizona, the one, the only Mike DiStefano. Do you believe? And there, I love it. Mike, how you been?
Oh, your hands from say. That's for Kendall because he knows I hate Booker T.
Yeah. Anybody watching along too, we invite anybody to interact with us here tonight. Again, we're going to be talking about WrestleMania. We'll see if people trickle in. Maybe they will, maybe they won't, but we're going to have a good time. But yeah, how you been, Mike?
Breathing.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing to be.
Waiting for Baltimore Ravens East to take form in the MetLife Stadium this year.
Oh, really?
Well, John Harbaugh's coaching. Is it John or Jim? Who coached the Ravens? John or Jim?
John. Yeah.
Right? It was John, right? No, John Harbaugh's the coach of the Ravens, right? Before he came to the Giants?
Yeah, he's going to the Giants.
So basically we're becoming Baltimore Ravens East.
Yeah, we'll see how that plays out. But got to talk about this. This is why we're here. It's the Let Freedom Ring live stream. Again, if you'd like to comment, we're hoping Kendall's watching. He's a member of the Four Families. Shout out to Kendall. Mike, what does WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals, the Super Bowl profession, probably bigger than the Super Bowl.
Any of them all.
Yes. What does WrestleMania mean to you?
Nowadays, nothing because the card is always like total dog shit. But
what? Too many matches?
Not too many matches. I just don't like. We're gonna get into this a lot later, and I'm gonna rip. I already warned you what I'm gonna do.
No, you're fine.
Without dropping no F-bombs, people, because I became a good Christian boy a year ago.
We appreciate that. We are a family show here at Let Freedom Ring. We try to avoid cuss words and things like that.
I think the last best WrestleMania I saw had to be 31.
You didn't like 40.
40 was
really. I found that as one of my favorites.
I mean, I think and I know we're going to do other stuff later, but 31 and 30 really stand out to me.
Okay.
The Bourbon Street Miracle with Daniel Bryan, Brock ending the streak.
That's from my dad. Tell me to take some lozenges. We're getting the voice back. That is my dad. That's Bill Bollier. Yep.
Wow.
He's chiming in.
Okay,
He's watching.
now I know where you get your studly looks from.
Oh,
And I
there
mean
you
that in a
go.
totally platonic, heterosexual way, Mr. Boya.
But yeah, so you've been kind of disappointed over the years, Mike.
I
A
think
little bit.
I'm going to put it this way, if I could say the last three, making this one the fourth, were probably the most lackluster. Ever since Vince sold it, TKO has, we all blame, we all blame Triple H. Oh, it's fresh and new. It's Triple H taking over, and I was like, okay, what is he going to do this year? I mean, it's like most of the stuff is rinse and repeat.
Yeah, I mean WrestleMania to me though always is like it's pretty sacred still. I don't want to talk about next year because I think that's we're gonna cross that when we get there. But
I don't,
I don't like it.
I don't like it either, and I know you personally hate it because you hate these shows in general. You don't like the Saudi shows at all.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. Again, like people will be like, because they're not the only ones cashing in anymore. But I'm not a fan of the government. I am a fan of, the people or one thing. I think they should get to enjoy wrestling as well. But I disagree with some of the business of it. But I will say, like WrestleMania to me, my first WrestleMania I ever saw was WrestleMania 8. And after that, I've been hooked ever since. I don't think I've ever missed. I don't think I've missed a Mania.
Well,
And
I'll go one step further.
since
I've started since
the first, yeah. Yeah,
right?
because
I started back in '85. I mean, that's how far. Well, of course, I'm the oldest of all of us in the group, so I'm like the father of the whole family. Well, now you're like baby brother, but like Kendall and Dylan, they're like kids.
They're Gen
like my
Z.
kids.
Yeah, I'm a millennial. You are a D-Generation X. So you were probably you were 10 when that debuted?
11.
You were 11? Yeah. So I actually was alive during the first.
Yeah, you were in diapers. Yeah, you were in diapers,
Yeah.
taking dumps and letting your mother go crazy. But
Yeah, I mean, but I will say, but yeah. So by eight, I had actually seen. I don't remember seeing 7 live, even though 7 is definitely.
I've never been to a live WrestleMania though.
Really, I recommend it. Been to 3.
You've been to 3. I know James went to the one in Orlando. I think for Flair at 24. James and his friends actually drove down to Orlando.
From Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, that was...
As we see Mama D in the background.
No, hi, Mama D. We got Wyndham here, too. He's just chilling, but...
I saw Wyndham. Hi, Wyndham. Hi, buddy.
He's sleeping. We just finished the walk, so he's getting his rest. But I will say... This is the Super Bowl of wrestling. We know that. It may be bigger than the Super Bowl. It might be hitting more people at this point than the Super Bowl. Don't quote me on that. Someone wants to put in the comments. You can look that up on AI and let me know if I'm telling the truth there. But it's a big day. It's a holiday. It's a 2-day holiday now. We're going to make some predictions.
That's the one thing I do like about what they're doing now with WrestleMania. I do like – some people don't like it. I personally do. I think having 9 hours of wrestling in one day is overkill.
Yes, I fell asleep.
And then if you add in the pre-show and the like the pre-show matches, and you throw in the other, it was like 9 hours. I mean, you saw main events where they went 9 hours long, and you're watching all these people. By the time they got to the main event, they were dead.
Yeah, WrestleMania 35 was a grind, man. It was an absolute grind. I loved going to 40 and having, you had night 1, right? So we get down to Philly, right? And it's, we got a
Philly. I'm going to throw up. Philly.
It was a great experience, though. So at the time, TakeOver was in the afternoon. So we woke up, went TakeOver. We're watching wrestling at noon. TakeOver ends, hang out in the parking lot, go to WrestleMania. You finish night 1, and you're like, wow. And that's when they had the whole thing with Rock and Cody, obviously. And then it's like, oh my God, I'm coming here to do this again. So I definitely love the 2 night element of
No,
it,
I like the
especially
2 night better because you actually get to it. Plus, it's less strain because, like, they start at whatever time. You figure like they start 7 o'clock, and the show doesn't end until like. It actually feels like you're in an AEW pay per view. It's like 5-6 hours long, 12, 13 matches. No, you break it. It's nice. You break it down 5-6 matches a night. You're done within maybe 3.5 hours. I mean, yeah. I mean, you pay if you go on both nights, you're gonna pay double the price.
Yeah. But if you're going down, that, like you plan for it. But I'll tell you this. When they first said we're going 2 nights, I was like, ugh. And I would never want to see it go back to one. It's so much better with the 2.
As soon as they said 2 nights, I was for it. I was like, oh, I love this idea.
Well, I just looked at it as because I know Japan does that a lot. And I was like, oh, we're copying that or whatever. But I'll tell you, the COVID year, obviously, that was great being 2 nights. We had nothing else going on. And then at 21, when they did the 2 nights for the first time with an audience, I said, all right, I'm into this. I'm into it. You got me hooked. WrestleMania is the full weekend now. And I think that's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I want to so I've been in a big way. Anybody that follows me on Facebook has noticed I've put out a lot of Mount Rushmores when it comes to wrestling.
You have me hooked on that, though. When you were putting them up, even I questioned some of your picks. I mean, I was like, okay, all right, this was okay. Then you get down there, I was like, what the hell is he talking about?
Yeah, there could be some questionable ones, but I will say it's a fascinating way to break things down. So, I'll still do them from time to time. This is not something I just got to come up with ideas or whatever. But I want to do a few Mount Rushmores, WrestleMania related. And if people watching want to comment, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on the Facebook page, wherever, feel free to drop a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Let me know what you think as well. This is an extravaganza. I want everybody in. But Mike, I talked about this on my own personal page not too long ago. I talked about the Mount Rushmore of main events. And I had said Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, WrestleMania 40. Austin Rock, WrestleMania 17. Yoko, Brett, WrestleMania 10. And then obviously Hogan and Andre, WrestleMania 3. Now,
was he? Oh, no, Yoko. Oh, okay. You're talking about Yoko Brett when Brett beat him.
Yeah, 10, not 9.
Not that ridiculous Hulk Hogan coming down and screwing everything.
Yeah, I mean, I did love that at the time. I listen, I love Hulk Hogan. I'm not a Terry Bollea guy. I'm a Hulk Hogan fan. I loved when that happened. But those were the ones I picked. And then, Joe Eastman, Sidney Bacabella had commented, and he had said Warrior Hogan, he probably would have switched for Brett and Yoko. And I don't know. Like, I was like, yeah, he's probably right. He's probably right.
I think he is right because
I wanted to throw Brett in there so Brett had some representation in there, but I think he's right. I think Warrior and Hogan are probably actually on the Mount Rushmore and not that.
It actually would be on my Mount Rushmore. That one, I will go Andre Hogan from WrestleMania 3. Let's see. I will go Sean Taker from 26. That was the main event.
It was, yes.
And I will go. This is a tough one. I'm going to be nice and give you it. I'll do Rock and not Rock. As much as I love the Rock Austin, you know what? Screw it. Nah, because I'm an Austin guy. Austin Sean from 13.
14.
14. I'm sorry, 14. I was gonna give you Cody finish the story because of Michael Cole doing the finish the story.
Yeah.
I would give you that, but to me, the Austin era begins. That was great.
Kendall's in the house. Member of the Four Families. KPG. Yeah. So which one? So you're picking Cody and Roman or not? You're
Nah,
picking. Oh, you're picking
I'll,
14. You're picking 14.
I'll put them as an honorable mention.
Okay.
See, here we go. Of course, and that's what the main events are this year. Fresh young talents.
That's what be in my card for young fresh talent. But so
That's our slogan now.
So this is what I'll say to that. That is the launch of the Austin era. Was Michaels, Austin's era had really started, but that him getting the title was really the lift off.
That was it.
I gotta say, like, that's one of the more important main events because you have now the hottest period that wrestling has ever seen until Cody and Roman. Because I do think that that match, 2024, Roman and Cody, I got the vibes like it felt like we were back in the good old days.
You're talking about the second one, right? You're not talking about the first.
Well, I think the first one had that vibes too. And then the second one, and I was wrong. I was one of those people, after WrestleMania 39, main event ended, and I said they should have put the belt on Cody. I was so wrong. But they almost didn't even do it, if you remember. They almost pivoted to The Rock, which thank God that didn't happen. But
that would have been a disaster.
I will give you this. All right, and this is from Kendall. Mount Rushmore main events. Miz Cena, Bam Bam Taylor.
What? Well, here we go.
Randy, he's just throwing out some wild.
That was great.
That might be the non.
I think Randy Triple H was not that of a match, though. I mean, I love it. Yeah. Bam Bam and LT from WrestleMania. That was 12, I believe.
11. Hartford Civic Center in Connecticut.
Look, I'm getting. You know what I mean? Like, these are places you don't even think of anymore, like the Hartford Civic Center. They would
never. I don't even think they run a Raw there anymore. They were running WrestleMania there.
I don't even know if the Hartford Civic Center is even still open anymore. Oh no, the Whalers are still playing there. Yeah, so they probably renamed the place.
I'll say this: Randy and Triple H wasn't horrible, but they couldn't live up to, what had happened earlier in that night with Taker and Michaels just stealing the show. Miz Cena, I was hyped for it. Match wasn't great. I love Yoko losing to Hogan. Those are definitely, they might not be on the not Mount Rushmore, but I gotta say, at the time, I'm a Bam Bam Bigelow fan. I've always have been. I was entertained by Bam Bam and LT, if I'm just being honest. So
that match was. It was interesting because, like you had they involved the NFL like they did in WrestleMania 2 with the Battle Royal.
Yeah.
So you had like LT, Kevin Green was in his corner. I think Mongo was there too, if I'm not wrong.
Mongo was there. And then, he ended up signing with WCW. And we're going to talk about this.
WCW.
So Carmelo Hayes is not going to be involved in a match. So this is like now, just so live update here. Trick Williams and Sammy just had a segment. Someone was dressed up as a gingerbread man. No Carmelo Hayes. So he is not going to be on the show, which pisses us off. Pisses me off. Do you count? Oh, good question from Kendall. Do you count night one as a main event?
Yes.
I count it as the main event of night one, but I do look at night two as like the headliner.
No, it's the main event of night one, and Punk and Roman will be the main event, which will be night two. But yeah, if you're gonna end the show with Cody and Randy, which we'll get into that later, but yeah, that is the main event of night number one. So it is a main event. It is a main event though.
All right, so we kind of nailed our Mount Rushmore's main events. Really good stuff. I love that you incorporated Austin and Michaels. Because the Austin era is so important. But I want to say this, because now we want to talk about Mount Rushmore WrestleMania title changes. And I'm going to throw Stone Cold Steve Austin defeating Shawn Michaels right off the bat as one of the biggest title changes at WrestleMania.
Now we're talking world title changes or title changes?
Title that you think is probably going to be mostly world titles, because I'm definitely going Austin is probably the one, right? because that lifted that took WWF right to where they need to be. They're winning the Monday Night War a couple weeks later. You know what I mean? Like, so that one I gotta put right up there. I'm gonna put the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes in there too. I mean, I was there. It was amazing. Um, it was a long build, and it's not just a. It was a build from when he left the company, started his own company, came back, won the title. I put that there. Um, Probably gonna have to go with Ultimate Warrior beating Hogan at 6, and then that now it gets tough. What do you have? Because I need to think about my 4th.
All right, so Austin Michaels.
I think we're in agreement. Like that is the overall number 1 title change.
Actually, I think I could go top one better on that one. But of course, let me freak out my walker. Let me tell you something, Sonny Boy. Let me tell you something. You know, with the no teeth, the old man face going.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. What year is this?
We're in 26. Yeah.
39 years ago. No, wait. 36. Yeah. I'm going to go back 39 years. March 31st, 1987. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat beating Macho Man Randy Savage for the Intercontinental title. Don't at me. Don't say, I don't care. The greatest WrestleMania match of all time, hands down. Do not at me.
Somebody at him, please.
All you Sean Taker 25, second greatest match. This was the greatest technical wrestling match I ever saw.
Yeah, I don't think anybody would disagree.
And Steamboat winning the IC title. That's number 1. Then Austin Michaels. Seth cashing in at 31 to beat Brock and Roman.
My parents had money.
Okay. Honorable mention to our boy Dylan Brotcher because Kendall will say it, not me, but Seth Rollins, you figure out the rest.
Oh, you know what? I think that is going to be my 4th. No one had ever cashed into Mania like that.
And I'll go number 4, the Bourbon Street Miracle.
Daniel Bryan,
the Yes Movement.
Yeah. At the time, I was really high on that. The thing that stunk about the Bryan thing is he got hurt.
He got injured. That was his problem. He got injured too much. There we go. What did I just say? What did I just say? Dylan, he would answer what I about Seth Rollins.
If Dylan is watching, which I don't know if he is, but
nobody knows who this kid is. You keep adding him, and you add him in the chat with us, guy. With us, and he doesn't even answer anymore.
No, I mean I saw Dylan at Cena's last match. I did see him there. Okay.
Well,
so I think we're definitely on the same page with Austin, and we're definitely on the same page with Seth Rollins. I had Warrior, and then I what was the other one I had? Oh my god! Oh, Cody. Yeah, Cody. Yeah, and I think
like
Steamboat.
I said, but remember the generation gap. 87. Well, you were still you were still.
But Steamboat too, though, had never held a title at that point. He was not the star that Randy Savage was. He wasn't maybe like.
But the story behind it was great because of the whole Randy using the bell. Randy hitting Steamboat with the bell into the throat. Steamboat losing his voice. Air quotes, losing his voice. And then he comes back. George Steele is with him to prevent Randy from trying to get DQ'd or something. Of course, George the Animal Steele in love with Miss Elizabeth, Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
And all that. And then Steamboat just winning with a classic
roll up
roll
or
up,
a small
schoolboy
package.
roll up over the small package, which nobody wins with, except the other night when a side headlock takeover won for the AEW championship. But
I would say I've never been too familiar with the build up to that match. So in a way, I just kind of learned something. I've always known that it was like this big, it's like the Benoit Angle match at 17. It's always a match everybody talks about. It's one of the greatest, matches of all time, which will kind of segue into our next part of this, which is undercard, Mount Rushmore undercard. So we're not talking main event. I think we're both going to agree then that Steamboat and Savage is
that's
on.
number one to me.
I think we're both going to agree that Shawn Michaels Undertaker WrestleMania 25 is on there as well.
I told you that before we went on that I agree with those two. First,
because that match at 25 is probably my favorite match. Period. And I'm not. There's so many people
that's why I said that between the generational gaps. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. If you're sitting here hearing me saying that, you'd be like, okay, the old man is reminiscing of his youth and his past. No. Taker and Shawn, if Steamboat and Savage didn't have if they didn't have the match they had at 3, Shawn and Taker at 25 would be number 1 on my list because that was a great story. The story they told, the matches, and then
I couldn't believe they were doing it then, because these wasn't 2 guys in their 20s, right? These guys were like, I don't know, Michaels must have been 43, Taker must have been like 43, 42. These guys weren't young. I just want to point that out.
If you looked at 26, and if you looked really hard, you saw there was somebody with a sign this, and they said this match was sponsored by AARP.
Yeah, and then they went out
and Shawn actually saw the sign, and he looked at the guy and started laughing.
So, all right. So then I'm gonna say this is my third, and I think you're gonna agree. Bret Hart, Stone Cold, I Quit, WrestleMania 13.
WrestleMania 13, absolutely, because that started the effect of the Austin era that we were talking about at 14.
It was the first time the switch.
If there wasn't a double turn in there, then the match probably on its merit would have been good. But the way the crowd turned on Bret and went to Austin for the way he fought in that match, not giving up, blood dripping down as Gorilla Monsoon would say, the Crimson Mask.
Yeah, I have to agree. And then honestly, the fourth.
Vacant versus Angle. Vacant versus Angle.
The man we shall not name. I do like the Ray versus Eddie. I do like the Benoit Angle.
The name we should not name. I don't even know who we're
Benoit.
Oh.
Benoit. Let me throw my fourth because I think you might agree. WrestleMania 16, WrestleMania 2000, the first time the Dudleys, Edge and Christian, the Hardy Boys went at it. That's my fourth.
Which made TLC, which started then the TLC matches.
Yeah. I don't know what you think. I don't know what your fourth. I don't know if you agree or have a different fourth, but that one I definitely.
Actually, I do have a different fourth.
Okay.
WrestleMania 31, Seth versus Randy. Randy hitting the RKO after Seth was going for that super duper stomp, jumping off Randy's back.
That was awesome. That was one of the best RKOs I'd ever seen. I just was like, I saw him going for it. And
that put the Evan Bourne RKO to shame.
Absolutely. Yeah, that was pretty genius. And I'm trying to think how he even got up that high.
He used Seth because Seth ran, and for some and how Randy's back held up the force. So Seth ran, he jumped, somehow springboarded off Randy's back and up in the air, and then Randy caught him midair down into the RKO.
It was awesome. I mean, unbelievable how they pulled that off. Okay, all right. So the only difference we really have is I got the Dudleys, Hardys,
Mhm.
Edge and Christian at 16,
Yeah.
WrestleMania 2000,
So I
and you
mentioned
have
so
Seth and Randy.
so Dylan Brotcher, according to Kendall, now will cream his panties twice because I mentioned Seth Rollins on a Mount Rushmore in two different categories, folks.
Well, listen. We can't deny how great. I mean, I'm a Seth Rollins fan.
And I'm a Seth Rollins guy too, but some people take it to the extreme.
Yeah, like
it's like people who take it to the extreme with Joe Hendry, but
yeah. Listen, you can still be a fan and want someone to lose. But
but
it's a predetermined show,
I mean, but literally saying that he's the greatest wrestler that ever lived.
No.
No.
He might be.
I mean, he might be in the top 10 of this generation, maybe.
Yeah, he's debatable in the generation. Which
of this generation, I'm not talking about because I could name 10 different people that could be better than him right now off the top of my head.
Well, who's better, him or Roman?
Come on, don't put me there.
I mean, I'm going to say Roman. I am.
I
He
think
sells more tickets. He's
gotten because the machine pushed Roman. That's why.
Yeah, but then
I shoved Roman Reigns down our throats for so many years. All it had to take was the pandemic and a heel turn to make this work, and Vince wouldn't pull the trigger since 2015 on this. I mean, it took 5 years to turn this guy heel.
No Daniel Bryanson in the. I see. I don't. Are they in the? I guess they're in the same generation. Daniel. Yeah, they're both 80s babies. So. They're 80s babies. Daniel Bryan, I think, was born in 80. Seth Rollins was born in 86. Yeah, we'll put them in the same generation. All right, Daniel Bryan or Seth Rollins? Daniel Bryan or Seth Rollins then?
Daniel Bryan.
I have soured on him.
Oh, I'm sorry. Bryan Danielson. Let's say that right.
I'm already starting to really forget his work in WWE, like how over that was. I do think I don't want to get heat for this, but I think if we're talking legacy-wise, AEW has hurt his. I really feel that way. I know he's been hurt.
I think the Yes Movement really did something. I mean, look, the unfortunate thing about Daniel Bryan was he had the neck issues, he had the back problems, he had concussion issues as well. We know that. It's been in history that we know this, and that set him back. Remember, he had to take 3 years off being a GM on SmackDown.
To be honest, that was 2016. He retired, and he was back by 2018. No, it was 2018. So he was gone for about 2 years. Yeah. But still, man, modern medicine. Never thought we'd see Edge wrestle again. I couldn't believe it.
Edge said it. I think Edge said it last night on Collision that if he would have fell the wrong way, he would have been paralyzed, and not just in a wrestling match, but if he would have slipped on some ice outside or fell in the house, he would have paralyzed. He would have been paralyzed for life. And now he when he came back at Royal Rumble, the whole place went crazy.
Couldn't believe it. I mean, I heard rumors, but I couldn't believe it. But yeah, no, that's pretty good answers here. All right, let's do this. Man that had a streak for very lengthy.
Oof.
How many wins? 32? No.
20. No, Brock was the one in 21-1.
21-1, okay.
So he was 21-0 going into 30.
So Undertaker's a guy, pretty synonymous with WrestleMania. They really started to acknowledge the streak around 2005 with Randy.
When he won his 10th one, and he counted 10.
Yeah.
That's when they started. That's when people went, "Oh shit, he's won 10. He's won 10 matches in a row." That's when we started doing 11-0, 12-0, 13, and that's when we started doing the counting.
So that's 2002. He does the count because it was Flair.
It was Flair.
Okay, so then he has like a wasted match with Nathan Jones as his tag partner.
That tag match, yeah, they counted that as a DQ wins that added to the streak.
My whole thing with that is they acknowledged it the year before and then threw him in that match. I think that's odd.
Well, they also count the Giant Gonzalez match from 9 as part of the streak when Gonzalez got disqualified for choking him.
Yeah, it's still a win. It was legit. Undertaker came back. So Kendall's Mount Rushmore. He's got both Shawn matches, Randy and Batista. What do you think, Mike? What's your Mount Rushmore for the Undertaker matches?
The one with Flair was good. That was a good match.
I did love that. Yeah.
CM Punk from 29.
I was there.
That was a good match. Good. I would even say 30 when he lost the streak.
That's on there for me. 100%.
That was a good match. Okay, I think what's another one? And I'm gonna say Shawn. I'm gonna say the first Shawn at 25.
Okay, I like that. I got the Brock match because that's the one that ended the streak. If you're a wrestling fan and you weren't sitting there in absolute shock, then you probably don't enjoy wrestling because I was barely paying attention. I was chatting it up because it was just like the Undertaker doesn't lose, watching the match. And then when they counted 3, I went, it was quiet. It was quiet. And people are like, well, it's a predetermined show, whatever. The Undertaker losing.
But the shock that they would do it.
They would actually do it.
That's why they, like when you heard Michael Cole say, the streak is over.
I couldn't believe. I thought they were going to restart the match.
And the biggest meme of all back then was that guy in the front row going.
Yeah, that guy. He must have been on T-shirts and all types of stuff. I hope he got royalties with that.
So I mean, but when you think about that match, so even when they talk about it today, Brock didn't want to do it. Vince was the one to say it's going to happen, and Brock said, "I don't want to do this."
I think Brock was the right guy.
Let it be to somebody else. He goes, "I don't want to end it."
Yeah,
but Kendall, I think we all did because even when I saw it, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" I was like, I shook my head. I was like, "Did I just see what I think I just saw?"
I was like, restart the match, and then they put the record on the big screen. I was like,
21 and okay. 1. But the way Heyman kept talking about it, even before, because when he went into the SummerSlam match, Heyman kept saying, Brock Lesnar's the one who beat The Undertaker to end the streak at 21 and 1. But he was saying that also during the promos prior to the match, that he said it will be 21 and 1.
Yeah. That was pretty. So I got to put that there. Then obviously Shawn and Undertaker 25. We're gonna be talking about that match for the rest of our lives because it was unbelievable.
Second greatest match in WrestleMania history.
I see. It's just
I'll keep saying it. I mean, I'll say that, and probably that I'll say to the day I die, and Kendall will keep saying after I'm dead that Hogan's going to be better than Dominic Mysterio.
I mean, in a lot of his best matches were when he was older. Because I'm going to throw in end of an era, or that wasn't really an end of an era with Triple H, and Shawn Michaels was in the Hell in the Cell. Shawn Michaels was the ref. I thought that was incredible. And I think I agree with you. The match with Flair at 18. These are all matches when he's,
Not only was it a good match, this is when,
yeah.
Yes, actually, wait, combined age. Wait, I'm 50. I'm going to be 52. You're 41?
I'm 41. I'm barely older than Roman Reigns.
90. So we're combined age of 93. Yes, we could challenge for the tag team titles.
I mean, 2 of the people in the main events at WrestleMania are older than me. I'm only older than Roman and Cody by a few months. So if that says anything. I'm not that old, I guess. If I was in good condition, I'd be main eventing. Yeah, I'm gonna throw that in there, but I'm gonna say like Undertaker matches before he was like older. They're not that memorable. Like WrestleMania 8, he beat Jake Roberts, right?
Now,
Oh,
Jimmy
oh no,
Snuka
Snuka at 7, Jake at 8, Gonzalez at 9, 10. He's
by
hurt.
DQ. By DQ. Let's remember that was a
Uh,
DQ, and the
that
Nathan
was
Jones
DQ.
one was a DQ as well.
He beat Bundy at 11. He beat Sid at 12. That was not a great main event.
And the
No,
one
no,
with
no, no.
Bundy
Sorry. He beat
was
Undertaker at 12. He beat Undertaker at 12. He beat Sid at 13. And he beat Kane. Then he hung the
I
big
mean, like
boss
these are
man.
like the one. Even Kendall mentioned Batista. I mean, really? I mean, like
I don't remember the
who
match.
remembers Batista taking on the Undertaker doing this? I mean, I remember it happened, but I mean, was it like a match? I go, wow, that Batista Undertaker match was fantastic.
What was that? That was 23, I think.
Maybe.
WrestleMania 23.
Even the one with Edge.
Yeah.
Even when he beat Edge, I mean, we're forgetting the one with Edge, and we were talking about Edge. Well,
I gotta say this.
Adam
Though,
Copeland.
his matches got better as he got older. Because everything I'm just listing, 14 with Kane was all right. 15 was one of the worst things I think they ever did.
Here's what I think, and if you don't agree with me, just tell me, Dan.
Sure.
When the Dead Man ended and the American Badass gimmick came out, I think that's when Taker was at his best. Because he wasn't playing some fake dead guy. He played him. He was introduced from Houston, Texas, where he was from. He was coming with the motorcycle, which he's known for. He's a motorcycle guy. He wasn't just the Undertaker. He was actually Mark Calloway, just with calling him the Undertaker.
No, I agree. I thought that was the best thing they did. I was kind of over the Dead Man thing. The gimmick is a fun gimmick, but it's not. It's not. There's no reality to it.
But then when they brought back the Dead Man, he combined both. Though he was acting like Dead Man, but talking like the American Badass.
Yeah. I still think. That end of his career was pretty good. It was a good mix. I like Mark Calloway, I think, more than I liked, the original Undertaker. I liked him with the personality. I like the way he talked. That's who he is. That's the guy he is. And that's what they say about wrestling. You're just the better version of your actual self. And we got to see him be Mark Calloway, who WCW, by the way, wanted nothing to do with. It was a great run.
How dumb could you think about it? How dumb was WCW back then?
They just didn't know how to create those guys.
And letting him go, and this guy becomes 30 years after one of the biggest stars ever in wrestling.
Well, let's put it this way. All the guys that really took part in the Monday Night War on the WWF side, take out Michaels, take out The Rock, Austin, WCW guy fired. Mick Foley, WCW guy fired. Undertaker, WCW guy, I don't know, let go. Kane had a cup of coffee there. I don't know. But like you have your big names like Austin, Taker, Foley. They had those guys. Triple H. Triple H, they just didn't want to pay him, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, Triple H got fired, and then you throw in.
I don't think he got fired.
After Shawn left. After Shawn left, though. Yeah, that's what we just said, and we're all right about that. But also take in consideration too, when they reformed DX with the New Age Outlaws and Sean Waltman, X-Pac, Road Dogg was in WCW at that time
his whole family too, yeah.
The Armstrong family all was there. Him, Brad, what do you want to call him? Brad Armstrong had like 5,000 names. Brad Armstrong, Candyman. He was Bad Street for the Freebirds and another thing. But he came to WWE and he was made a big star because he was basically like, besides Triple H, he was the backup mouthpiece for DX.
Yeah, I mean, once they let him talk, because when he was originally the roadie,
Hmm.
it was very like, who's this guy? And then it was just one of those things. They're like, hey, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, why don't you work together and be like disgruntled?
And
And they
that's when
became
he
the
was
New Age Outlaws.
rockabilly, and he was with the Honky Tonk Man, and then
Yeah,
he turned on Honky, and
that was a
and
great pairing. That was a great pairing. You had two guys but that was like the Attitude Era, right? Like they could find stuff for people. If you could talk, if you could talk, you had a very good. And I'm not talking Kane. I know someone's gonna be like, "What about Kane?" That's a whole nother thing. Most of the people, if you could take a microphone and you could speak, you could make it during that time.
but also
I
you
think
gave
that's true
him,
now. I think that's true now.
But also you gave Kane Paul Bearer, which was your
Yeah.
mouthpiece. So there you go.
My name is
It's
Kane.
Kane.
Ladies, yeah,
Ladies
children
and
of all
gentlemen,
ages.
boys and girls, children of all ages,
Generation X proudly
proudly
brings to
brings
you.
you your WWF Tag Team Champions of the World. Okay, enough.
I guess, yeah, he had the gift of gab. I think he's a creative guy too. I know they just let him go, but I don't think anything that's gone on in WWE that has been great is on him. And we want to congratulate Royce Keys on winning the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, formerly Powerhouse Hobbs, another Tony guy that was,
That thing
and we don't know what his
is
career
that
was here.
is that still a thing? The Under the Giant Memorial
Yeah, they
Battle
do it on
Royal?
SmackDown. I just have it on in the background. I gotta say though, I want to talk about this because this is really this
This
has
is
been bugging me.
disgusting. I mean, for me to say that this is disgusting, folks. If I'm saying this, you know it's disgusting.
Now I'm taking off the shirt. We got a Carmelo Hayes shirt here. I Now I just want to say Carmelo Hayes, everybody knows. If you live in New England and you've followed any of the independent wrestling, you probably were a Christian Casanova fan, and he's gone into the WWE. We're all fans. Now I want to take that off the table. I want to take off the table that I've been watching this kid since he was 19 years old. I'm taking that off. He was doing a great job with the U.S. title. And I know people are going to watch, well, you're not a booker. I'm not. I'm not a booker. Guy's never performed on a WrestleMania before. Doing great stuff with the U.S. title. You got his old rival from NXT. Perfect pairing. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. No diss to Sami Zayn. I'm a Sami Zayn fan. I'm kind of tired of Sami Zayn. We, at the last minute, 2 weeks before WrestleMania, we take the title off of Carmelo and put it on Sami Zayn. Now this guy not going to be on the card. I'm sure he's going to get involved. I hope. What is going on here, Mike?
Farm Boy, no, Farm Boy Pimp. Down with the brown. Because I said that this is a disgrace for Carmelo.
Yeah. So what's going? Why? I mean,
Yeah. Exactly. So I Show Speed can get into a 6-man tag. The Bella Twins can get into a tag team title, whatever thing they're doing. Yeah, this is just look. I'm not saying I'm against Sammy. I always like Sammy. I always like this character. When he was doing the bloodline thing, I think that was phenomenal. But why is he?
And I get people are like, well, he's going to be a transitional champion or what? Why do you have to do that? I mean,
could have just left it on Mello. Did Triple H not want to run it back again? I mean, I know sometimes they don't like running a feud that was in NXT and running it on the main roster for some reason. I mean, but you've done Cass and Enzo versus the Vaudevillains on the NXT and main roster. You've done the Gargano Ciampa feud on both NXT and the main roster. You've done, I believe, was it Nakamura? No, was it Nakamura? No, it wasn't. It was I forgot. But still, why is Triple H afraid to do this match?
I don't know.
Now, Kendall's going to say Triple K because that's his thinking. I personally, I don't know. I mean, he is pushing some talent that are of African American heritage, but all of us. I mean, from like I said, for me to say this is something that doesn't make any sense, folks, it doesn't make any sense.
The only thing that could save it, because I really like, and again, obviously, I'm a big fan of Carmelo Hayes for multiple reasons, but you're heading into Mania going, wow, he's going to defend the U.S. title at Mania. To just they took it off him, gave him a rematch, he lost again, and I start to wonder. I go, because I always said, put Mello together with Trick on the main roster and let them just make money, because they're money
Yeah.
together. Maybe Mello, I mean, he was kind of hurt. Sammy took advantage. Does Mello get involved? Cost Sammy? Now he'd be kind of Trick Williams' lackey, though, and I don't want to see that. So I don't know. I don't understand this. I think we would have been fine with Sami Zayn not being on WrestleMania this year. But I think a guy like Carmelo Hayes, he's what, 32 years old, in the prime of his career, never been on a Mania. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. He was doing fine with that belt. I don't.
I
I want to see Trick Williams versus Carmelo. I don't care to see Trick Williams unless he beats Sammy in a squash. Then I don't really want to see that match.
and here's the thing, and here's the scary thing I'm thinking of too, because I've heard Nelson mention this too. I think this is all set up for next year for Sammy. I think Sammy's going to win the Royal Rumble next year, and he's going to main event Riyadh, and he's going to win the title because it's in Riyadh.
I don't know. That's hard to say because they've gone with very safe main events. But maybe because I don't know, they've gone very safe. If you've noticed on their main events.
Well, they love him over there, though. I mean, whenever you see Sammy come out now,
yeah,
because Sammy was Sammy didn't want to wrestle there because of whatever was going on, but now whatever things that happened that made him change his mind. When he comes out, that crowd loves him over there.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I mean, I don't want to predict anything yet, but I mean, I thought Roman versus, and we're gonna get into it, Roman versus Punk was like the safest main event they could go with because there was injuries and they just couldn't go in any other direction. Like, all right, well, Punk's a major star, Roman's a major star, throw them together. That's what that felt like. But we'll talk about that. So, anyways, Carmelo Hayes. I hope somehow Carmelo is involved with WrestleMania.
He's still got about 13 minutes until the show ends. Maybe
I don't
maybe
think
they'll
he's getting
figure
involved.
something out. I doubt it, but
I think he gets involved. If he doesn't get involved with the match, and they're just saying Carmelo Hayes, you get nothing to do with WrestleMania, that's a miss.
Was he even in the Battle Royal? Was he even in the Battle Royal?
No, which is good because I think he's already won that. I think being the Andre the Giant Battle Royal to me is like a kiss of death, unless like it's like base saying there's nowhere else for you to go.
Yeah, well, I mean, for Royce Key, also Royce Key's powerhouse.
For winning, it's fine. Winning, it's fine. But if you're one of those guys,
winning that he just got there. So I mean, okay, I can see that.
But like if you're, it doesn't hurt what Kit Williams does.
The only thing I can see is if Sammy gets attacked prior to the match and they have to vacate the title and put Mello in the match.
How
do you figure him in? I mean, how do you make it a triple threat? I mean, another thing, you got enough multi-man matches.
I have a feeling, unfortunately, that they're just saying I don't think Carmelo Hayes is like done in WWE. I think they're just saying we're not going to put him on WrestleMania. I hope that somehow he gets involved in that match in whatever capacity, because I think that's really disappointing. It's really disappointing to see him get left off the card. All right, let's go. And Kendall's saying hi, Mama D. She's in the background. Mama D has cut a promo on Kendall on a live stream before, many years ago. Let's get into night one.
We play and we watch that constantly just for shiggles. We actually played just to get a good laugh.
It was a promo like we'd never seen. It was good. Let's get into night one. And let's start making some predictions. We got the Vision what's left of the Vision. Logan Paul, Austin Theory, I Show Speed, who is actually pretty damn funny. His little thing with Dan Housen had me laughing so hard. So I actually like I Show Speed. I was not, you are cursed.
You
So
are cursed. You
you
are
are
cursed.
cursed. I have to say, so I Show Speed. I know he doesn't need my fanhood because he's got 52 million subscribers, uh, but I am entertained by him. So the Vision, I Show Speed, Usos, Jay Uso started a fight with 90s rapper Cameron, who I'm a big fan of. So I guess Cameron is going to get involved as well. So the Usos and LA, this is going to be free on ESPN for those of
Thank
you
God, because
who don't have.
if you pay for this, you're insane.
What the heck is going to go on? Fresh young talents, yeah. I mean, this is going to be a cluster. It's going to be an absolute cluster.
The match itself, I hate Logan Paul. I Show Speed is annoying. The only great thing about I Show Speed, he took the greatest spear of all time from Braun Breaker in last year's Royal Rumble. That was fantastic. I wished he would have cut him in half and we'd never see him again. I hate Logan Paul. Austin Theory has been meaningless for the last 4 years. 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. I met him. Great guy. Doesn't do anything for me.
What scares me is that I Show Speed is going to pin LA Knight, maybe. I don't know. Somehow I think Logan's going to knock him out and I Show Speed's going to pin him just so I Show Speed can get the win. I want to see Usos and LA Knight, but I got a feeling it's going to go the other way. But I can't pick this. I mean,
I'm going to pick the Vision and I Show Speed, but I got to say this. What's Cameron gonna like? He's so I started following Cameron in Mace's podcast.
I don't even know who Cameron is.
You ever heard that song? Hey Ma, what's up?
Oh, that one?
Yeah, he's very famous.
I smoked me too.
Yeah,
okay. All right. So he's a one-hit wonder rapper.
No. He's pretty. I mean, his album Purple Haze to me is probably one of my favorite rap albums. I'm not kidding. I mean, I love that album, but he hasn't been relevant in a long time. But someone told me today that him and Mace's podcast is pretty big. So I don't know if we're just throwing in the celebrities. So I got to envision winning, but like, how are they going to get Cameron involved in this as well? Because you saw Jey Uso punched him on his podcast, right?
Yeah, I saw photos. I didn't see the actual thing. I know for YouTube purposes we can't show the footage because there will be copywriting, as you know.
Yeah, they just take your video
down. But some channel and as I told Kendall a while back when we got hit one time doing a show with him. We get hit, but some guy can show wrestling promos, top 20 wrestling promos on another YouTube channel and not get in trouble for it.
I don't know how that works. I know I put out a video that they deleted half of it. It wasn't live, so I didn't care. But, yeah. So who's your pick?
I'm going to go Usos and LA Knight. I can't pick them. No, you're not. No, you're not. The last part, you're not.
All right, this one I'm looking forward to.
I'm going to slap him on it. I'm going to wheel my happy ass down to DFW and just slap him in the face and wheel my happy ass back home.
Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre. I believe this is a non-sanctioned bout. I'm looking forward to this.
Look, I know. Hardly.
He's got to watch WrestleMania with no kids.
All right, for the weekend. Okay, that's better. I think the build to this, you know what? SmackDown has so many things going. This got pushed to the side.
Yeah.
I mean, they made a bigger deal about Tama Tonga turning on Solo last week than they do with this match.
Yeah, but that's not on the Mania card. I gotta say, Jacob Fatu.
I'm gonna go Jacob Fatu.
I'm gonna go Jacob Fatu too, and I think
you're gonna go with Jacob Fatu too. Fatu.
Hear me out. You want a guy, and there's so many guys waiting in the wings to be main eventers like a CM Punk, like a Cody Rhodes, like a Roman.
This guy's main
Drew
event.
McIntyre. Drew McIntyre's a main eventer. Jacob Fatu's he's going up. Braun Breaker's going
Oh
up.
yeah.
I think Trick Williams is going to be main eventing at WrestleMania at some point.
I
Jacob
give,
Fatu is the
I
guy
give
to
Trick
watch.
Williams about maybe 2 more years before he starts main eventing.
Yeah, I mean,
Because you got to push. Because here's the thing, you got to push Braun Breaker, Jacob Fatu. Then
100%.
you can get to Trick Williams.
Well, I'll tell you this. I love CM Punk. I'm one of my all-time favorite wrestlers. I'm excited that he has night 2. I just bought a new CM Punk shirt at Headlines. True story. But I don't think, how many more WrestleManias should he really be main eventing? This should probably wind it down.
I think this is them giving him, because they said he main evented night 1 with the triple threat.
Yeah.
They main evented.
This is what
night
he
1 with
deserved
that
10
triple
years
threat.
ago.
So this is like, okay, you're going to get your one-on-one title match. Not being like part of an undercard up against Jericho for the title. You're going to get this is going to be it.
Yeah, and I'm super excited for that. And I think that should be the main event if it was all one day. But I'll say this: I think Jake. There's probably more, but I'm just off the top of my head. Jacob Fatu's one of them. Future main event guy. Braun Breaker, Trick Williams. Those are the standouts in my head right now that I'm saying. These are guys you need to start focusing on. You talk about fresh young talent. Those are the guys. I mean, Jacob Fatu is a little older, but he was doing other stuff. But I mean, that guy's got to.
Drew basically, he was in jail most of the time. So.
Yeah, and I'll just say, Drew McIntyre could headline WrestleMania. No doubt in my mind.
Another fresh young talent, Drew McIntyre, is about 45 now, 46.
He's younger than me. He's 40. 41.
40.
I think he's 40.
He just looks old.
He's been around a long time, like Cody. I mean, so we got Stephanie Vicaire versus Liv Morgan, women's world title.
The build up to this match has been fantastic.
And I wrote tile. Wow. Nice
the women's world tile. So obviously we're going to put some bathroom tile in the match. Okay.
I can't edit live, I guess. What do you have there? I can't edit it.
I think it's going to be Liv.
Yeah,
you could edit if you go over to where you have it on the setup. Just click on the edit pen thing, and you can change it. There you go.
I did this so fast. Who do you got? You got Liv?
I'm going to go with Liv.
Yes. I think Javon Evans as well. I don't think he's going to be as fast as those other 3. But I think
he's still a baby, though. I mean, what is Javon like?
He was born in 2004.
So he's 22 years old. He's got plenty of. I mean, he's got.
I would love to see him. I would love to see, just for the heck of it, see him break the record for youngest world champ. I'm going Liv Morgan too.
Well, was it maybe 22 when he won the belt?
Orton was 24. SummerSlam 2004. So when Javon Evans was born.
Nice.
So Randy Orton's 24 years older. IC title match. AJ Lee.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about this match.
I do. They've already wrestled.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your piss break. This is your piss break match, folks.
You don't think this is
how many more times do I have to watch AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch for a title match? It's
Kendall's not a fan either.
This match, who cares? I don't care. Becky does the same shtick every freaking week. Greatest woman wrestler of all time, just as Sports Illustrated, just as Boss do. Nobody cares about you, Becky. You're married to Seth Rollins. That's all you are. You were Charlotte Flair's lackey for all these years in the Horsewomen. AJ Lee, the only reason why you're getting a title match in a match at WrestleMania because you're married to CM Punk.
I don't agree. I don't agree with that totally. I think Becky Lynch was the hottest act for a female wrestler in 2018, 2019, 2017. She was the hottest thing.
Okay, but this is now 2026.
No, I agree. I agree. She's cooled off. I do think that AJ Lee had a lot of fans. A lot of people were excited about her return. I don't think it's just being married to CM Punk. They're not going to sign her and bring her back just for being CM Punk's wife. Like, she had to have, she has her fans. I mean, I'm not a fan.
No, she does. But what I'm saying is, would she have gotten such a big fanfare and a women's IC title if she wasn't married to him?
She was very popular when she didn't leave like at the bottom. She didn't leave wrestling when she wasn't. She left when she was still very popular, and it was like one of those only people that are fans of hers of the alphabet community. I don't know. So
because Becky Lynch is the greatest female wrestler. Yeah, the IWC Virgin sitting over there spanking it while she's out.
Hey, family show. Who do you got?
I said spanking.
Okay.
Spanky, the little rascal guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think she has fans. I really do.
Wait, what was that comment?
He just said that she's back for the ring on her finger. I really do think there's a lot of people that are fans of AJ Lee. I do. I'm not like a huge fan, but I don't.
Like I said, I'm a fan, but I'm not gonna. This match has nothing. Like I said, this is my piss break. This is my. Let me go get something to eat match.
All right, who's winning? I'm saying Becky.
It's going to be Becky because Becky gets everything.
All right.
Becky Hogan. Becky Hogan. This doesn't work for me. Brother. You know.
Who do you got in the Fatal 4?
Who's in this?
So I should have wrote the names. It was too long. Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Becky Lynch and her partner, who I'm blanking on.
Becky Lynch.
Did I say Becky Lynch? Bailey
and Lila Vacaria. Are the Botch twins involved in this match?
The Bellas are in, and the tag champs are not.
You knew what I meant.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan. And then Nia Jax and Lash.
Legend.
Lash Legend, married to Trick Williams, by the way.
Another one that Kendall adores, but never have.
Bellas will win. I remember called that. Oh my god! Remember? Yeah. So he's turned on Becky. I got them retaining the tag titles. I think that's the most over thing in this match right now. Is those two as a tag team.
Here's the thing. I think fresh young talent. The Botch twins, if they win, I give up.
I don't think they're winning.
It's like the meaningless comebacks of wrestlers, of women wrestlers who wrestled right before the Four Horsewomen came in, which were the Bellas and which was AJ Lee. That was the diva era, and that's what the Bellas are. They're divas. One got famous for sleeping with John Cena, and the other one's famous for marrying Daniel Bryan. But
Hall of Famers, by the way.
Yeah, and that's another thing. Well, anybody can get into the Hall of Fame, I guess.
I think, though, in their era, they were very, very popular.
I want to go Bailey and Lila because Bailey has become
been a lot of build.
Bailey has become like the female Randy Orton with this voices in her head type thing going on, which I love. I know that's going to piss off a lot of Charlotte Flair fans, which I've actually been praising her lately ever since she did that high force body off the top rope, and I should say put that in, get rid of that moonsault because God forbid she can't hit a moonsault to save her life. Here's the thing. I know this that Kendall saying the Bellas. I think they can do that. This match has so many combinations. I'm going with Bailey and Lila, but I wouldn't be surprised if they put it on Charlotte and Alexa because Charlotte Flair going into WrestleMania and not walking out with a title doesn't make sense to a lot of people.
I know her on the undercard is for the women's division is shocking, but I do think the women's division's extremely strong right now.
Yeah.
I'm going with her.
And then also don't forget you get the most dangerous woman in the ring to try to kill you, which is Nia Jax. So, although I give her credit though, she looks healthier ever since she lost that weight.
It was good to see her back. I was surprised that she was someone that they let go.
I don't like the fact that they still put that outfit on her that makes her still look heavier when I seen her out of it and she's very, very slim.
Yeah, I think Nia. I mean, I think she's talented, but I got to retain there. Now here's a match kind of thrown together. We don't know.
Just thrown together.
I guess we do know the motivation is Gunther is just saying I'm better than Seth Rollins, which is kind of weird.
Yeah,
I would have done a career ending
and he's
thing.
doing a favor for Paul Heyman.
Yeah, I thought they could have I would have put Seth's career on the line since that's kind of been Gunther's.
Yeah, I mean, he's a supposedly career killer, which means you're retiring, so I'm going to end your career.
The ring general, yeah. I think this is going to be a fun match. I think we're going to like it. We're going to enjoy it. I don't like they threw it together. They're like, well, Seth is healthy. We have nothing for Gunther, which is shocking after the year that he's had.
And once again, you put this match together, and you can't get Carmelo Hayes on the card as United States champion at the time.
You could have sold me on Gunther versus Carmelo or something like that too, but
Seth versus Carmelo would have been a good match.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue with it anymore. We spent a segment on it, but who you got?
Gunther.
I'm going to go Gunther too. I think that's why the career is not on the line because they don't have a plan for if Seth. I think you could have done Seth loses and then somehow gets reinstated. But all right, that's going to bring us to the end of night one. Cody Rhodes, the undisputed WWE champion, versus Randy Orton. With I just put Randy. We're on a first name basis apparently. With Pat McAfee in his corner, which has really had the internet abuzz. Most people are not. He's getting a lot of heat. Pat McAfee's getting a lot of heat. I don't know if it's for the
because he doesn't belong in this storyline.
I think people are a little scratching their heads.
I've said this 5,000 times. 4 weeks ago, you've been doing a storyline for 4 weeks where Randy Orton is talking to somebody on the phone, and the person on the other line is Pat Quadruple Ice Cream McAfee.
Appreciate it.
So, not his father, not Ric Flair, his mentor, not Triple H, his other mentor, not even Brandy Rhodes to turn on Cody, which even that would have made sense.
Not newly freed Ted DiBiase.
Not newly freed Ted DiBiase Jr., which would have made sense. Or the simple fact that even when I heard it from JD on his show, JD from NY, saying that Randy was talking to himself. That Randy was talking to the voices in his head, which, by the way, which is the opening line to his freaking song, I hear voices in my head. They counsel me, they understand, they talk to me. That's the freaking first line of the song. That the voices were counseling him to attack Cody. No.
Did you get Pat McAfee?
Pat McAfee? Pat McAfee, who jumps up on a table on Monday Night Raw with Jey Uso and starts yeeting. Pat McAfee, a punter for the NFL.
And as the biggest
you're
show.
combining this. You're doing this to promote a match at Backlash where Pat McAfee and Randy Orton are going to team up against Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll, which, don't get me wrong, I love Jelly Roll, love his music, but, I mean, you couldn't just do Pat McAfee versus Jelly Roll in a match at WrestleMania? If you wanted to do that, you could have done that.
Yeah,
This
I
is
think
like Travis Scott. This is like Travis Scott 2.0 from last year with Cena.
I have to say though, I'm just confused by the motivation of Pat McAfee. If anything, that's where I'm kind of lost. What exactly is his motivation to hate Cody? He thinks Cody's not the Attitude Era. I don't get it. I think Pat's mic work
Pat's
during
talking about
this
the Pat's talking about the Attitude Era, which
30
ended
years ago. 30
which
years ago.
ended when Randy, Brock, and John Cena all came up in 2002. The Attitude Era was over. It became the Ruthless Aggression Era. We know this for a fact because John Cena is the one that smacked Kurt Angle in the face and said it. So I don't know what he's talking about. That this is the and that's another thing. And this is so stupid. And you couldn't walk this back.
I don't get it.
This coming from the same company that, well, I know it was Vince back then, but still, you couldn't walk this back when you knew that you screwed up with Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30, that you had to put him in the main event just to make the people happy.
Well, 10, 12 years ago.
But still, they had a roll whatever back. Exactly.
Yeah, I my thing is, I'll tell you this, and you're not gonna like it. I'm a Pat McAfee fan. I think he's very entertaining. I like to.
I'm not saying he's not entertaining. He just doesn't
enjoy
belong
his
in the
show.
storyline.
No, it's random. It's so random. But I do like the promos that he's cut, except for the Attitude Era thing that I didn't really see because I'm like, dude, that's 30 years ago.
Oh, and by the way, you offered a promo code last week for cheaper tickets at 25% off, but people were actually getting charged 25% more.
Yeah, I mean,
I showed you guys the clip when Alvarez said that.
This is like a Tony Khan type thing, where we're not really explaining why. We're just doing it to do it.
Yeah, there's no explanation. That's the thing. That's what's pissing me off is, tell me why. Give me a reason why Pat McAfee is involved with Randy Orton. What history does Pat McAfee have with Randy Orton?
None. I didn't even know he was a Randy Orton fan.
Right? That's what I'm saying. I look at it, like I said, his father, Ric Flair, Triple H, anybody you could have thrown you even said, man, we said Ted DiBiase Jr. could have been thrown in for this for 6 weeks. Here, Ted, here's $250,000. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, it's just it's random. It's weird. I do like Pat.
I don't think Randy's a vanilla midget though. I mean, I know. He's talking about the so-called Iron Man matches every week.
Oh yeah, I mean, so all right, let's make a prediction because we go down. We're gonna rack our brains all night to how this makes sense. It's just a celebrity involved in it, even though he really is. Pat McAfee is WWE. He's been on the commentary teams.
Yeah.
Who do you got winning?
I hate to say this. I think they're gonna run it back and do it again like they did last year. Randy's gonna win, and they're gonna lead up to SummerSlam, and Cody's gonna beat him back and beat him for the title at SummerSlam. I got Randy.
I want Randy because as much as I've grown to like John Cena,
I want number 15.
I want to see Randy break the record because I think Randy has been the workhorse of WWE forever. I mean, the guy's gone nowhere. He didn't just go to Hollywood. He's 46 years old. He's still there. I'd like to see Randy Orton break that record. I want to see Randy Orton win this match. And I love Cody Rhodes. Cody's my guy. But I'd like to see Randy break the record. I'm going Randy Orton. Let's get into night 2. Mike's addressing his cat, I believe. Obafemi, Brock Lesnar.
No, I'm good. I'm just talking. Discussing something.
So we're both going Randy. Now we got Obafemi, Brock Lesnar opening up night 2. This one is I'm sorry that I left him out because Obafemi is also a guy that's probably going to be a main event guy. Probably going to main event at WrestleMania at
I
some
think
point.
I think Obafemi's going to get the push faster than all of them because he's over
Yep.
like over right now.
Yeah, I definitely left him out, and I should have, I misspoke there because I should have mentioned this. Obafemi's beating Brock Lesnar. I think that's if they do it
I
any
highly
other
doubt.
way.
I heard that Brock is not laying down for this guy.
I think Brock is 100% doing that. I think Brock wants to put this guy over because Brock is the guy. If you watch the original thing, when Obafemi attacked him, Brock is saying, "Put your foot on me." I think Brock is almost 50 years old. Okay.
Fresh young talent.
It's actually hard to believe. Obafemi's 28, jacked. Now, I don't think he has a fighting background, but it's hard to believe that.
How
Brock
old was he?
actually
How old was Brock when he won the title? When he was the first youngest?
25. He's 25.
25, so that's 25. Yeah, he's got to be 49 by now. Yeah.
He's like 47, 48, I think. Someone can check that.
I am.
He's up there. Brock is not a young man. One of you, we can take that request. Yeah, Obafemi's going to be the WWE champion probably sooner rather than later. I'd have to say.
48.
He's 48 years old. He's wrestling a guy 20 years younger than him that is a monster. If Obafemi does not win this match, we have a serious problem here.
He'll be 49. He'll be 49 in July.
Yeah, Brock is on his way to, retirement as well. So I think if Brock beats Obafemi, I think we got a serious problem. And I just don't think that they're willing. They have money. I see Obafemi, I see dollar signs all around him, merchandise, all this type of stuff. He cannot lose this match to Brock Lesnar. So I'm going Obafemi. Who do you like?
Oh, I want to say Obo, but I'm going with Brock. I still got a feeling he's not. I'm saying he's not going to do it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I mean, I really think Oba should win the match, but I think Brock is not going to. Brock does not put people over.
In the last couple of years, I mean, he put Cody over. He put John Cena over. He put Goldberg over. He put. No, now you got me blanking. Who else he's really? I think there's too much money at stake. You got
and this, is this the opening match on night 2?
Yeah.
Okay. That's the Brock rule. Either he opens or he main events.
Yeah, so he can leave.
Yeah, exactly. Or show up like an hour before the match.
I'll say this. Obafemi losing here sets his career back. This is a guy that you got for the next decade. He's 28 years old. He's got to win this match. He has to. I think it'd be a huge mistake and a lot of money lost if he doesn't. Intercontinental title. Penta, Javon Evans, Dragon Lee, Rey Mysterio, and Rusev.
Javon.
You think Javon? I like that pick. I have Penta retaining. I don't think he's just got that belt. I also think Penta, 41 years old, he is over like Rover in terms of WWE. Another AEW guy that really showcased correctly in WWE. But I wouldn't be disappointed with Javon winning.
Rey Mysterio's 50 something. Dragon Lee. Nobody cares about Dragon Lee.
Yeah.
Rusev's fresh, like I said, fresh young talent. So if you're gonna do that, Javon.
Well, they made Rusev look dominant on Raw. I'm like, this is the first time since he returned you've done that. So I got Penta retaining. Here's one I'm excited about. Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley, WWE Women's World Title. Rhea Ripley did reveal that she is suffering from an eating disorder. So we are thinking of Rhea Ripley, who is a huge star. I mean, a huge star. Jade is also, in my opinion, a huge star. I have Rhea winning. I don't know. I just think that she's just too popular. Jade's the heel. They're gonna have that feel good moment with the babyface winning. That's what I think.
Rhea.
Yeah, Rhea. U.S. title, Sami Zayn. This is the controversial one because I think this should be
We
the
already
spot.
went through this. We already talked about who should be in the match.
Trick is winning. I think if Trick
Trick is
doesn't win, I'm
winning.
gonna
Trick is winning. I think. And then the question's asked: why did you take the belt off Carmelo if you weren't? If you're going to let Samuel hold the belt for like a month?
yeah, I don't, I truly don't understand this.
But it's like
But it,
it's like Darby beating MJF, knowing that MJF will probably win it back at Double or Nothing. So
yeah, I serious disappointment that Carmelo Hayes is. This should be at least a triple threat. Um, all right, this one's gonna be really good. It's Finn Balor, but he's gonna be the Demon versus
Yep.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio. This has been brewing for a long time. This is like the split of the Judgment Day.
there is no
Earlier,
more. There is nobody from the original Judgment Day in the Judgment Day anymore.
that's wild. That's been going on for.
Edge out. Balor took over. He's out. Damian Priest left. Rhea's out.
This has gone on for a long time. I originally thought Dom is winning, but I actually think
I'm going with it. If it's the Demon, it's the. If it was Finn Balor facing him,
send Hook. Mike's never gonna live
folks,
that down.
I'm never going to be because my big mouth said that Hook was going to be a bigger star than Dominic Mysterio, not knowing that they were going to put him in a group that would have made him better.
And I think Hook, there's just not much to it. Like Hook does not have the charisma of his father. Dom has way more charisma than his father, who was a bigger star than Taz.
And Ray actually does, and Ray not too bad on the charisma. He has he has more.
I think Dom has more than Ray. I think Taz, out of all of them, was the best speaker, but Taz's career was so short because of injuries. And going to WWF, they didn't like his size. But I look at Hook and I just said, there's really nothing there. He's not super intimidating looking, and he's not very big, and he doesn't talk. What are you supposed to do with that? But I got Finn.
I'm going with the Demon. Like I said, if it was regular Finn, I would go down. But if it's him, the Demon's coming out. That's what I'm going with.
All right, now here's the big match that everybody's hyped for, and I think they've done a great job with the build, but I think the build was the same thing week in and week out. You got some? Sorry. Oh, okay. You're saying
no. I'm putting the ones up. I'm ready to tell you who's winning this match.
my heart says CM Punk, but my pick is probably they're going
Roman
back
Reigns.
to Roman. The belt that he never wanted. The belt he was the consolation prize is finally going to
Which he
Roman.
held for like what, about a year after he's a year with as undisputed.
This one I think the build was every week was very similar. You get a mic, I get a mic, I attack you, you attack me. It's really how they built this.
Classic promo 101.
Yeah, there wasn't a lot of like, hey, I'm in a match, this guy gets involved or anything like that. But I do have Roman taking this, and I do think it probably could be the last time only the second time, but this could be the last time you see CM Punk in the main event at WrestleMania. I don't see how they can continue. Now, listen, Cody, he's older, but they finally built him. But the Cody, Roman, Punk, Randy, at some point, you got to get away from these guys, and you have to have that next crew of guys.
Yep.
Main eventing WrestleManias. I mean, are we gonna have 50-year-old CM Punk versus 45-year-old Cody Rhodes at some point? I don't know. So, so we both got Roman.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is the WrestleMania show. So Are you excited for this, Mike? Because earlier you're saying that you don't feel like Mania is the same these days.
I, like I said, I'm not excited for this. I'm not excited to see a Pat McAfee screw up a main event. I'm not crazy about the cards. Some of the matches I like. I mean, what am I gonna do? I mean, it is what it
I'm su-
is.
I'm super hyped for Mania. I actually think this is. I think last year was a disappointment. I think this year I felt like the after 40 they just couldn't live up to it. Now we're a year, 2 years away from 40. I think 41, 42 is going to be. I wouldn't be surprised, and I'll go out on a limb if CM Punk wins, he's turning heel somehow,
I think so.
and I
That's
think
if he
that would be.
wins.
That's if he wins. It's going to be because he turned. And to be honest, I would like to see. I'd like to see.
I hate to disappoint them. I'm actually leaving after the show because we didn't eat dinner yet. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
bounce after as soon as we're done.
yeah. I'm
I know
probably
I
gonna
know he wants to talk, but I ain't got no offense, but I need to get some
gotta
dinner.
eat some food. Um, yeah. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good show. I'm excited for it.
I am too.
Um,
Like I said, I'm excited, but not excited where I'm like, oh my god, WrestleMania is tomorrow. No,
yeah, it's definitely. I'm pretty stoked for it. Um, but yeah, yeah. Any final thoughts?
I mean, let's see what happens if we get Travis Scott 2.0.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't. But I hope everybody enjoys WrestleMania. This has been a blast, Mike. We brought back the wrestling live streams. We haven't done this on Let Freedom Ring in a long time.
It
We'll
felt
probably
good.
do, we'll do this again, and hopefully we'll probably have Kendall join us when he's ready to get back on here, and we'll really get the ratings here. But everybody out there, Mike gets food. I'm gonna take Wyndham out. Everybody have a good rest of your evening. Enjoy WrestleMania 42.
Have a good night, everybody.